Okay, let's get started. Jeanette, maybe is not coming, so I didn't hear from him, so we'll start. All right, we've got two public hearing cases, one for carport at the property on 14520 Corridon, and then we've got the application from Musa Jundi for the conditional use permit for the fast food restaurant. We had two other cases that are going through on us tonight. This is, the first one was Arnita Wiltz. She was waiting on the inspection from the building department for a rental inspection, which she needed to get her conditional use permit. And the building inspector has said she did get it. She was good to go, so first thing we'd have to do is give her more time. We'd have to make a motion to extend the time because we had to take action by June 13th. So we'll have to extend the time and then make a decision if we want to give her conditional use permit. So there's two pieces on that, two actions available on that. Any questions on that one? Okay. Second one we have is Matthew Schmidt. Due to a scheduling conflict, he wasn't available to be at the meeting on the last meeting. He had a family medical emergency and we didn't.
Well, he had asked me, he said he took his wife on vacation and she had cancer and was very sick. And I knew about it, but I wasn't at that meeting. So it got scheduled and for whatever reason.
So I think it would be a good thing if we had to extend the time on his too, to reopen we have to reopen the case by motion, and then we can let him hear his case and see what he has to say, and then we can reconsider his case since he was, I think in courtesy, since he was not here and we didn't know he wasn't here for that reason, we should consider it. All right, then we've got the carport on Corridon Avenue. I think everyone probably looked at it already, and if there's any comments or anything from the building department about the carport?
There's no variance required. It meets all the criteria to allow it as far as the building department is concerned. I'll make one comment that it's ugly, and I don't know what our architectural review board.
If you see 1298-35C, I think that'll give you some guidance and some of it.
Yeah, so I don't know if this board has anything to do with ugly, but
It does.
It does. So that my only reservation meets the building code is just.
What's the code?
1298.35C, I think would offer some guidance to the board.
What does it say?
Excessive dissimilarity to structures on the property. He currently has a shed, a garage, a house, and this will be his fourth.
And a gazebo.
And a gazebo, so this will be his fourth structure on a piece of property. This area requires a 7,000 square foot lot. He's got an abnormally small lot at 5,200 square feet, and already has all these other things. So, like I said, I think the 1298 can offer some guidance as to reasons why we would consider the ugly factor, or it's too much.
You know, the other thing that should be brought up is in the drawing, the shed and the gazebo, it looks like there's a skeleton there for some type of gazebo or some type of structure. It's not shown on the drawing.
Correct. It's there.
And I noticed it in the picture also.
The gazebo may not be permanent.
It looks like a.
Yeah, I didn't notice the shed, which you had pointed out.
Right here.
Yeah, if you look down where they show looking up, see right here. Yep.
Oh, because the shed then would be right here.
Right.
Somewhere like right here, next to the
I see
garage.
that.
Is he still able to park on the concrete then?
He parks there now.
Yeah.
He just wants to put a cover on this.
Yeah. So I mean, if you say you can't have the roof, you can still park there.
Or really two cars there.
most of this site. Hey, how are you? Good. All right, and we've got, the last one we have was Musa Jundi for the zoning and planning variances for the Papa John's on Lawrenceville Center Road.
There's no variance.
With planning approval for a conditional use permit.
Mr. Montello asked me to make sure that should we grant this, to be sure that it's conditioned on getting a copy of the signed lease. Right now, we only have a copy of an unsigned lease. In addition, I don't think it's a 3-year conditional use permit if we refer to 1262.13H. I think it would, a conditional use permit that would expire only upon a change in owner or occupant.
What is that number?
1262.13H.
H.
If I may,
Yes.
on the same line, I'll get your names together. I noticed in the last meeting, some of the applicants were confused with that rule, what's renewable and what's not renewable.
Right, I couldn't find the section,
Yeah, right.
this section that I just referred to the last time we were here.
It was the one, the young lady who had the daycare at her home.
Yes,
And I believe she thought that rule applied to her. I think
I believe it does.
It does, for daycares.
It was, and the other lady had the daycare on in
And when you
the
say it does, what are you talking about?
office district over on Broadway. Hers did not.
Right, the ones that are commercial daycares, it shouldn't apply to in commercial districts. It applies, the 3-year applies to the home
Right, and
daycares.
she thought
Correct.
that it said she had the commercial.
That's why she was there, and that's why she came, because she thought it would apply to the commercial.
The difference is some of them are not permitted at all. Like a used car lot is not permitted at all. A daycare is not permitted at all in a residential district.
But this is a commercial
This is-
district,
Right, this,
as was that last daycare.
yes, and this, it's not just a commercial district that matters. It matters if it's listed as a conditional use.
It was listed as
Yes.
conditional use for
Yes,
both of
then
these
it-
zoning areas.
Then it's continuous, but if it's not a permitted use at all in a commercial district.
Then it's the 3-year.
then it's 3 years.
Car dealerships are not permitted
Anyway,
anywhere. The R&R towing just here, in our whole parking lot's fully used cars.
which one?
R&R towing next to the hardware store.
Well, then somebody has to catch them because it's not in any.
Yeah. They just appear with all used cars.
That's on Stanley and Broadway.
This is on Broadway, right next to the hardware store.
Right across from the new Mustang Way.
Right.
I didn't know they were going there. Probably at midnight there.
Next to Ace,
Mm-hmm. True value.
well, probably we don't have anybody to go look.
What about the one down
I'll send
there?
somebody.
Yeah, what about the one on the corner of Stanley and Broadway?
They'll send me out.
I don't know anything about it.
If they're
Just in the
existing?
cars.
The idea is when the property is sold, that you don't allow it.
Well, they just appear, there's 50 cars have been there for 5 years. They don't move.
So on this fast food restaurant, the Papa John, he wouldn't get a 3-year permit, we just give him a conditional use permit, so I can strike the 3-year
Yeah.
requirement. Do we have any?
We do need a sign these.
That's what, that was,
Assign,
Mr.
please.
Montello said that we should make that a condition, which we certainly
So
can
that
do
he's the proper applicant, because until he's actually assigned tenant, but that he might be, they might, which is very typical in landlord-tenant, that we'll negotiate the lease, but we won't sign a lease until we know we can get the permission to operate in the city.
Are there any concerns from building or engineering about the Papa John's?
And if he wouldn't move on that conditional use permit within 6 months, our code is pretty clear, the conditional use permit will expire. So if negotiations should fail between the landlord and the tenant, our permit will also fail.
No, that's that big, you know what, there was a problem with the drawing and the way that we talked about this. There was a problem with 10, what is it?
Oh, we talked about
The Papa
Papa
John's.
John's.
The Papa John's was,
That's where you bought the house, and next door we knocked down the house, and we had
Yes.
parking. so-
yeah, well, here, let me show you on yours. You, and you had said with this triangle, this grassy area,
Right.
there should be forced to be
You know, the
straight.
bottom line is, I guess, as I look at it, it's all existing. I mean, really, all they're doing is an internal renovation. And, you know, so the parking facility right now services everything, and it's functioning. I don't know if we have the authority to have them change parking. They're actually using less parking now than whatever the previous use was. So, you know, I don't know that, you know, we can have them go in and change the parking.
Yeah, but what, did you say that there was a problem with the car turning around
You know
because
what?
of that triangle?
No, they could do it. I mean, I know what you're saying. We did, it's not the optimal situation, but they have, you know, they have 18 feet over here. They can work their way through here. And, you know, like I said, it's an interior renovation. It's been like this forever. And it reminds me a little bit of the one daycare that we did. It's, you know, they had parking that didn't meet the code. They weren't really doing anything exterior. So, you know, I don't know.
And they share this parking with all of these.
With everybody else. I mean, for what they're using, there's no seats in this thing. I mean, really, the only thing they have in there is employees and.
My guess is everybody's gonna probably park here and go in and go
Yeah.
back out, go back out.
Yeah.
There's no seating. Nowhere to- I can't see people going all the way in the back.
They have a
and then
couple
walk around the
people
building.
picking up pieces, probably a couple people
They'll
waiting.
probably have, I have a couple of questions.
Delivery guys.
Where's the delivery people gonna be?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
I would assume they'll be right up
That
front.
is brought to my attention, the delivery, that's going to be.
Yeah,
This is still the back door though, too, so they could possibly be parking.
yeah, they could.
We'll have to-
I'm sorry, say it
No,
again?
go ahead, I knew that.
Yeah, I'm saying there's plenty of space here for, you figure you have 2-3 delivery guys, maybe 2-3 employees, somebody picking up pizza. And they had indicated, you know, they set this up for 38 spaces. That's using a section of the code under restaurants and large developments. And, you know, under the code, you have to default to whatever is most similar. And the restaurant use under our parking guidelines is really not similar to this. This is basically a carry-out pizza place. There's nobody that can consume on the premises there, so.
And what about their deliveries? Did they get like, you know,
With the
pizza
trucks.
sauce and pepperonis and? They get
You mean when they're dropping off?
Building.
I would assume that they'll use the existing delivery that's there now.
There's a ramp in the
They-
back.
Yeah, they have a ramp over here.
You know, you all have an ID, but you
Yes.
don't want to go out to these places, I don't want to go, we don't have no type of ID, it's just.
Oh, okay, we'll have to get Kathy to get you a picture. Yeah. We have a card yet that we can show, yeah. Hey, sometimes you're walking around.
Yeah, so who are you?
Like, who are you?
So, I'll give you that.
Any,
Being
anything?
mistaken for the neighborhood pizza house all of a sudden.
The only other thing that I would like to ask him, and I mean, I don't know that it would maybe subject to, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news or the grim reaper, but what kind of security would he have in place? Because those places are targets after a certain hour that are open, and they do get robbed, they get held up, so, see, I don't see that he's got any, we'll have to ask him what his plan would be for security. Is he gonna have private company, or is he gonna have cameras? I'm sure they have cameras, they all have cameras, but just in, something to ask him. Ms. A.G., you're the councilwoman in District 7, do you have any objections to the? Nothing?
You can ask him, the time is to read off.
I remember, yeah, 77 can be a bad ship here.
Terrible.
Yeah.
It's always, when I got to do my work. Y'all got did you verify the one couple who gave take away for the daycare? Certification and matching.
That was the one on Franklin, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that today?
No, that's
No.
not what Libby wrote.
The Libby Road one was the one with the range inspection. The other one on Franklin, we were satisfied with the communication with the neighbors. Because they had the receipt to show that they had the certificate.
I went out myself.
Okay, so that one we were satisfied. Okay. Anything else? Anyone?
Oh, there was a correction on the minutes.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't talk about that.
Thank you for mentioning. I forgot, I went right by it, I'm sorry.
On case number 04 from last week, it says all voted. It was a 4-1 vote. I voted no.
On number 4?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Sorry. You can, just do it as a.
That's a minute. Okay.
Second, you want to stand up?
That was the only mistake also.
Okay.